Another selfish lie, by the way, that we can tell you: everything sucks. The world is horrible. The world is terrible. It's out to get you. Man, you need to hide from the world. But you know what? It's okay, because you've got me to protect you from that world. And that's another terrible lie. That's another selfish lie, because that's a lie that creates dependence. Oh, therefore you need me to help you against the world, or you need me because life is so unfair. And the good news is, I have overcome so many challenges in my life that I'm so strong that I'm equipped to protect you. Bad news is, you're very, very weak and need my protection. Don't worry, I'm here for you. That's usually followed up by something like, so vote for me. And that's tough, man, because one of the best predictors of your success is going to be your motivation. Look at the military, it's all about motivation, motivation, motivation. Look at corporations, high-level corporations, it's all about motivation, motivation, motivation. So the motivation is the thing that propels you. When your motivation is down here, everything else tends to fall apart from that. So I really genuinely mean this. I feel for you, man. And it's tough, it's difficult, it's hard, man. Get over it. I don't mean get over it in the sense of just forget about it. I mean, it's in your way. It's like a wall. Get over it. Get past it. Move past it. Find a way. How? That's the process. Yeah, you want to help a person, you tell them the truth. The truth isn't always fun. I know they say that the truth hurts. No, the truth doesn't hurt. The truth only hurts if you fight against it. If you're committed to fighting against it and not accepting it, the truth hurts. Just like the wall hurts if you run your head into it. But if you use the wall for the purpose for which it was designed, it's a good thing. The walls are great, man. They keep the cold out. Sometimes they keep too much of the heat in, but otherwise they keep the rain out. They keep the sun out. The walls are great if we use them for the purpose for which they were designed. But the wall hurts if you run into it head first. The truth is exactly the same way. The truth is good if you allow it to shape you and guide you in your life, because then you can live in accordance with the actual universe. But as soon as you start trying to manipulate the universe and live according to lies, that's when everything starts to fall apart. That's when chaos comes into your life. What would be an example of can you think of like a selfish lie? Something you would tell somebody because you're being selfish? Yeah, I'm thinking of, there's a ton of examples. Here's some lies I'll tell you if I didn't care about you. Everything is okay. Things will turn out to be just fine. All is well. And you are fantastic and spectacular and perfect just the way that you are. I can't think of anything worse than to hear that. You're fantastic and spectacular and perfect just the way that you are. Because if you really believe that, and life is, especially if life is not going your way, oh my goodness, what message do you get there? So I'm not doing anything wrong, and yet life is not going my way. Must mean that there's something wrong with the world, not with how I'm behaving in the world. So therefore, how do I behave towards the world? With anger, resentment, contempt. The world's unfair, which of course it is, but probably not to the degree, or not for the reasons that we think it is. Why is the world unfair? Largely because people are out for themselves. They're not against you, they're just out for themselves. And so we'll tell that lie to people like, don't you worry, everything is great, you're gonna be fine. And then, like, I know what, I want to beat that example to death. I'm sure a lot of people hear that now. Another selfish lie, by the way, that we can tell you: everything sucks. The world is horrible. The world is terrible. It's out to get you. Man, you need to hide from the world. But you know what? It's okay, because you've got me to protect you from that world. And that's another terrible lie. That's another selfish lie, because that's a lie that creates dependence. Oh, therefore you need me to help you against the world, or you need me because life is so unfair. And the good news is, I have overcome so many challenges in my life that I'm so strong that I'm equipped to protect you. Bad news is, you're very, very weak and need my protection. Don't worry, I'm here for you. That's usually followed up by something like, so vote for me. Who else? Can it be true that a person studied for it? Can you study and fail? Possible. I suppose it's possible. Can you study enough and fail? That's harder. That's harder. I wonder. I don't know. I want to ask people to raise their hands or to offer answers. But I wonder how much time most of you have spent studying for things. Yeah, like I don't hear it anymore. I used to hear it all the time from students. Like, oh, I got to study for this test. I have to study for that test. I got to study for this. I got to study for that. I just don't hear that anymore. And then again, I don't know if I just don't hear it or if it's just not happening anymore. Like the things that we do just don't require study anymore, or if we're getting there by other means. And so I don't know. I wonder if you've never studied for something. I don't know. Like, why on earth would you expect to know it, or why on earth would you expect to get a good grade for it? I didn't put in work, and so I didn't. So it's bothering me that the world is so unfair. It's bothering me that things aren't going my way. Well, how much effort did you put into it? And by the way, here's a phrase that should never come out of your mouth. Never, never, never say this. I tried my best. That's a terrible phrase, man. That is a terrible phrase. I tried my best. So your best is failure? I don't think I want to hire you anymore. If you're working for your boss and your boss says, you screwed this thing up, I tried my best. Oh crap, so your best is not good enough? Well then, that's good to know. I need to find somebody else to replace you then. And never say, I tried my best. I remember I had employees and they would tell me that sometimes, very rarely, but never they'd say, I'll do my best. I said, don't do your best, do my best. I hired you to do the job so I wouldn't have to. Do my best, don't do your best. Because my best is very limited and it's very subjective. The truth is, I don't really care if you do, that's not true. Doesn't lie to you. Most teachers don't care if you do your best. They care if you succeed. You either passed or you didn't. You either got an A or you didn't. You either got the answer right or wrong. If you did your worst and you got the answer wrong, cool, you got the answer. Sorry, you tried your worst and you got the answer right. Then, for most people it's cool because that's just an objective test, A, B, C, or D. I'll hear that sometimes. I didn't even try on that test and I still got a B. Okay, that's the limit then. That's what we're looking for in objective tests, but I'm very different from that. I know it sounds silly and almost counterintuitive, but I don't really care what your performance is. I care how much you try. Because if you try and you practice, you're gonna get good at something. And that's a real skill set. 10 years from now, very few of you are gonna remember high school, much of it at all. You'll remember glimpses of it. You'll remember highlights. You'll remember times that you spent with friends. But you won't remember the day ins and day outs. The things that seem important right now will probably largely pass from your mind at that point. Or you'll look back on it and go, wow, it wasn't as important as I thought. And not because it wasn't important. I guess if it's important to you right now, of course it's important. But we have a way of making things far more important because they're happening in the present, rather than looking at the grand scheme of life. Like I was talking, I don't remember if it was this class, but I was talking to a class last week about graduation, and I was saying, what happens if you don't graduate in June next year? You fail your classes and you don't graduate. Well, you'll never get a job, right? You're gonna be penniless and homeless, and you're gonna live in a van down by the river, and nobody is ever going to love you. That's how it feels. But what happens if you don't graduate? If you want the diploma, you go to the Learning Center and you rainbow graduate. You get your diploma a month later, depending on how many classes you're missing, of course. So you miss the ceremony, but if you're gonna go to a community college, it doesn't start till August anyway. So all your credits are done by July, so you're caught up anyway, doesn't matter. If you're gonna get a job, then the same thing, it doesn't really matter anyway. What matters to us is that we wanna be there for that ceremony. I don't know. I don't know how many people 10, 20, 30 years down the road remember that ceremony. What matters is the skill set that you developed that you're practicing. Are you practicing a skill set of genuinely trying your best and pushing yourself so that your best is always better? Because sometimes in life your best, it's not good enough. And it's a hard thing for us to hear, but it should be an encouraging thing also. Because for example, students will ask me sometimes, why didn't you play professional baseball? Here's a very simple reason I did not play professional baseball. I was not nearly good enough. when you see people who are playing professionally, I mean, it's unreal how good those guys are. Those are, without being too hyperbolic, those are gods among men. No matter how bad some professional baseball player is, who's in the major leagues, no matter how bad you think they are up there, they are still incredible. They are elite. They're one of the best who's ever played the game, literally. For all the little kids who play the game, up to the people who try their, play Little League, then play high school, then play college. And if you're playing professional at any level as an NBA player, as an NFL player, as an MLB player, that is an unreal level of talent. But when you're up there, sometimes things don't go your way. Injuries happen, bad things happen, whatever. I was just watching the Dodger game last Monday, I think it was. Dodgers just got spanked, man. Blue Jays just took belt to ass on them, man. And there's this guy, Snell, is a Dodger pitcher. The guy's given up like 2 runs in the last 27 innings. And he got beat. And I remember watching him on the mound in the first inning, and I said, oh man, we're gonna lose this game. My friend's like, why? I said, well, I don't know if we're gonna lose, sorry. We're gonna struggle with this game. She said, oh, why? And that's because as he's pitching, he gets the ball back and I see him go, and he goes and pitches again, and he comes back and what do you think's wrong with the guy? He's sick. He's sick. He probably has a flu or something, a severe cold or something, and he's out there, and as a pitcher, your cardio matters a ton. He needs his cardio in order to perform well. He didn't perform badly. He just didn't do as almost perfect as he had been doing. He did really, really well. The Blue Jays were just a better team that night. Just killed us, man. Well, you could see something as small as that, like a cold, on the wrong night, at the wrong time. And you might think, well, then why did he do it? Because that's also a professional athlete. Someone who rises to that level is also a person who perseveres and doesn't give up. And that means he's going to go out there if he's sick or not. And it was funny, was during the post-game interview, they asked him, so what went wrong? And he just said, the whole time he's like, I couldn't hit my spots. I just didn't have the groove tonight that I usually have. And again, he didn't perform badly. He performed great. The guys who came after him didn't do so great. But he's not making excuses for any of it. He's thinking about what he could do better so that next time, because is he going to have a cold next time? Maybe. You still have to perform. Are you going to have family problems in your life? Yeah. And so what do? You have to show up and perform. Are you going to have personal struggles, personal anxieties, personal depressions? Are you going to have these things in your life? Yes. But you still have to show up and perform. And I hate when I say stuff like this and people will take it as, so you're telling us just to get over it, yes, but not because you should just get over it, but because what's the alternative? You're going to show up and be sick and just go, I guess I can't perform today, because somebody else is going to, and they're going to pass you up. And I'm not saying, obviously, when I say to you, you need to get over those things, I don't mean you to just ignore it. I mean, you need to find a way to deal with them. And that's the truth. I know some of the people hear that and they're like, then you must not know, you must blah, blah. Okay, sorry. Guys, if you're going through depression and anxiety and family problems, here's the thing, you ready? Everything is okay. Things will turn out to be fine. All is well, okay? You are perfect and fantastic exactly as you are. Thank you, Stanley. And then you can go off and I can sit there and pat myself on the back and go, positive, encouraging, uplifting person. Of course, there's something in how you say it, but that's how I say it because I want you to overcome those colds in your life because, man, what's the alternative? Let those things beat you? And then that, by the way, I won't even answer that question for you. That's a real question for everyone to answer every time. You let that cold beat you? You let that challenge beat you? You let that family problem beat you? You let that depression beat you? You let that anxiety beat you? And I'll just leave it out there because that's a question that a lot of people have to answer every single day. Some of you actually have depression. I mean like real depression, not just like, I'm sad because things aren't going my way right now. Depression, I mean like actual real depression. And when you do, I feel for you, man. I know it's very, very difficult because with that actual condition, it's difficult to motivate yourself to do anything. And it's hard to care enough about anything to put your best into it. And that's tough, man, because one of the best predictors of your success is going to be your motivation. You look at the military, it's all about motivation, motivation, motivation. Look at corporations, high-level corporations, it's all about motivation, motivation, motivation. So the motivation is the thing that propels you. When your motivation is down here, everything else tends to fall apart from that. So I really genuinely mean this. I feel for you, man. And it's tough, it's difficult, it's hard, man. Get over it. I don't mean get over it in the sense of just forget about it. I mean, it's in your way. It's like a wall. Get over it. Get past it. Move past it. Find a way. How? That's the process. Because the truth is that you're probably going to face something like that more times in your life than just once. And the more times you face it, the more skill sets you get. So now you know how best to jump over the wall. The first time you probably run into it, you probably look at it and go, I can't. Oh, it's too high. It's too this. And yeah, with that attitude. But once you figure out how to get over it the first time, second time's easier, and 50th time, you're just like jumping it over, man. You figure out ways. So, yeah, you want to help a person, you tell them the truth. The truth isn't always fun. I know they say that the truth hurts. No, the truth doesn't hurt. The truth only hurts if you fight against it. If you're committed to fighting against it and not accepting it, the truth hurts. Just like the wall hurts if you run your head into it. But if you use the wall for the purpose for which it was designed, it's a good thing. The walls are great, man. They keep the cold out. Sometimes they keep too much of the heat in, but otherwise they keep the rain out. They keep the sun out. The walls are great if we use them for the purpose for which they were designed. But the wall hurts if you run into it head first. The truth is exactly the same way. The truth is good if you allow it to shape you and guide you in your life, because then you can live in accordance with the actual universe. But as soon as you start trying to manipulate the universe and live according to lies, that's when everything starts to fall apart. That's when chaos comes into your life. So the truth is good if you use it for the purposes for which it was designed. Same with the wall. So now the truth doesn't hurt. The truth hurts. We've got to examine ourselves, man, and figure out why is it hurting me so much to know reality? What do I have to change about myself to accept that reality? And so, I was going to talk about that, but maybe next period. Questions, comments, concerns, complaints, criticisms, please. Yeah.